Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stalker. This is episode 62, and we are currently in the mine shaft that's right across the way from the mine building. Just came in here. We took a little 1 hour nap. And so now we're at the point where we're going to try to finish up Buried Echoes. Don't know that we're going to need any more canisters. I think there's only like one spot that may be in the...
Okay.
I agree. Okay. Oh. I thought we'd already picked these up. Security Chief's log. Alright, we'll grab that here in a second.
This'll come in handy.
Don't need that. No. Can we put the tools over here? I know when I was doing the Dead World series and we came over here, there was like a little side gate that I could never find the key for. So maybe I can be a little more detective work and figure that out. So, how are we doing on water? Okay, we're good on water. We got soda. We're plenty good on food, so we don't have any issues there. Okay. I don't even think we need this coal here. You know what? I'll grab one. I don't even know if we could start a fire in here, but just in case we need to start a fire in a barrel and make water. I wonder if I shouldn't put these here. Put them someplace you trip over them so you don't forget them. Seeing how we'll be coming back out this door. Grab all that. Okay, let's read. We keep any lamp oil? We did. Okay, let's refuel this. Reduce our carry weight a little. Good, we got spray paint. Alright, let's read through the security chief log.
I can probably make it back to the surface before the weather turns again. Moving slowly now. Recording as much as I can. The writing helps keep me here. Otherwise, my mind wanders. To the sea. To small ships in deep water. My mother's voice.
It's going to be really interesting to see if they mention anything about any of this in episode 5. Because I've got to wonder if the things that were happening to these people is something similar to what's happening to what's going on in Perseverance Mills, where Astrid's being asked to come save them with an antidote or a cure to something. And they're talking about, I know, and if you haven't done the story, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little bit of a spoiler here, so turn down the volume. It's strange because there's that little scene, I think it's in the end of episode 4, where they find Astrid in the boat. I think that door's down that way. And they say something, she's not like the others. And I wonder sometimes, sorry. A reminder alarm. Need the antibiotics. I'll pick them up. Oh, food. I was thinking there was a gate or something down there. Well, we know there's nothing down there. So let's... tag in the dark. Guess I should put that down. That would be easier. That's all right. Okay, we know that's been checked. Oh, okay. Back up. Medical supplies. We got tons of stuff, so that's good. 15 of those things. We'll have 14 here in a second. I'm really excited about the episode 5 thing coming out. I'm hoping it'll be the end of the year. I'm hoping Hinterland doesn't have to delay it any further. And it'll be really fascinating to find out the stuff that ties in. You know, we're going to find out more about the Aurora. Can we move that? Okay, we must not be using...
Their latest big idea is to bring some kind of doctor in. Just to talk, they said. None of the guys on my team believe a word of it. Ever since we flipped the switch on that machine, no one seems settled. We want to get paid, sure, but we want to make it out of this hole in the ground, too. I've got to put a stop to this.
How is our footwear? Oh, we're still using chemical boots. Good. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. Oh, sure, I'll take it. That was a weird little visual glitch. See if we can get away with not wearing this for a little while. So hard to see. Tons of flares. I think that little side shoot was like a shortcut, but I don't want to miss anything. I've only done this a couple of times. I don't want to miss out on it. Okay. Fork in the road. Use the local fauna here to point out where we're going. Getting back into the gas. Not quite a mega torch. Lots more coal over here. Continuing with the right-hand rule here. All kinds of ways. Another hat. It doesn't look like we're using the...
I think I can use this.
Really? I think we're leaving it all there. Okay. Actually, you know what? All right, we came from this direction.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
No? Okay, we're still going down. All right, back to the suffocation zone. Kind of remember this part where you kind of keep going down, keep going down. There's definitely some spots we need to check on our way back out because we filed on the right and we didn't check everything on the left, so. You know, it's a shame you couldn't do like you do in the episode with Will, where you turn on those vents and it pushes the gas out. That'd be kind of a cool deal. Whoops. Okay, I'm sorry, I pushed the wrong button. Put this out. You know what? Take off this mask. It's hard enough to see, excuse me, in the dark. Okay, this is the way we came. Oh, there's another log. Flare. More light. That's good. We'll go check down there in a second. Trying to think if I can get the light behind me, you can see a little better. That one was dark.
I'm never leaving this place. I see that now. I tried to reason with him, to get him to see what this had all cost us. Rudiger had other plans. The transmission site over the mountains. He's always had a way out. Always. He risked nothing. So I came back down to try and smash this thing. Or do something. Anything. I think I'll just close my eyes for a little while.
Like, what was his machine tapping into? Some kind of frequency resonance thing? I don't know. I am not that kind of scientist if I was a scientist. I know Toasty, when he talks about it, he talks about it being something geological. We gotta wonder what he was tapping into. Okay, so this is the one gate that I was talking about that had a key, and I could never find the key for this. But maybe I can... That was smart, huh? Dump your tail right in there. Maybe we can locate the key somewhere. Maybe it's down one of these other paths or something. We need to do some eating and drinking too, don't we? See if we can here. Set you down. They're like a box. Yeah, let's do this. All right, maybe somewhere around here is a key to get in there. And I'm just missing it, or I've missed it down one of those other paths. But I do believe this leads to the machine. It does. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish this part of it, and maybe we can explore some other parts that we didn't get to. I'm still mesmerized by how difficult this would have been to do. Just the sheer size of the equipment. They would have had to been bringing this stuff up and unloading it with stuff from the 50s, so it wouldn't have been easy. Hello, Router's machine. This really reminds me, I hadn't thought about it till just now, and I don't know, I may have said this before, and if I have forgotten I said it, but this really reminds me of Half-Life, and in the first chapter of Resident Frequency, there's a machine that looks like this, and you have to deliver a sample. Alright, so let's turn this off.
I would drink almost anything about now.
Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea. We should probably eat and drink because we know this thing is going to put us on our backside. When you're about to do something foolish, reach for a Summit Soda. Now in cans. Alright, have a bag of chips. Alright. Here goes nothing. Don't touch it.
In every man's journey, there's a moment of total clarity. When a blue sky or an empty road shows the way forward. I have had several moments like this during my life, but they always carried with them a spark of unpredictability, an energy I did not control. Was it these moments, these great creases in time that brought me my wealth, my success, my institutions and engines of influence and power? I have explored many corners of the planet and subjected myself to many dangerous and foolish undertakings, seeking the answers to these questions. And I survived, often in spite of myself and my ambition to define the absolute edges of my own existence. But as the wheel of my life makes its final turn, I have decided they are the wrong questions altogether. I am making new questions, and with them, new answers, new knowledge. A different world is coming. I am certain of it. and I will be prepared. It is only a matter of when, and it is in uncovering the when that I will define my own moment. Once again, I have seen the new horizon.
I wonder if he was doing like the ayahuasca and the magic mushrooms, and it was all about like higher clarity of thinking, like being able to tap into that creative part of your brain or something, I think. All right, Foreman's tool belt. This is where I was thinking I would find the key, and I never found it in my Federal run, so it's got to be somewhere else in the line. Love these old computers. This is the kind of computers I had in high school. We had Radio Shack model TRS 80s. They looked a lot like this. They looked almost identical to this. Good old DOS. Player. Book. Yeah, no such thing as color. You had either green and black, or you had amber. I do love the pictures, though. Kind of paints a picture of, especially this one right here. This kind of paints that, what they were doing and some of the engineering. All right, let's take a look at with the foreman.
We're just waiting now. I've been walking the tunnels up and down. Hair's getting bad again. Just scribbling these reports. Not sure why, though. Not anymore. It's like they turned the lights off in my head. All dark. Where did it all go?
That was kind of strange. You noticed the clipboard while he was coughing. Astrid's moving the clipboard like it was happening to her. Like she was coughing. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day with the radio and that. You know, now that we have the trader and stuff, it'd be kind of interesting if they could add some ambience to this besides music. Like maybe you hear like little snippets of news about maybe the mainland trying to restore power, or you know, failed attempts at getting the power back on, or something along that lines to kind of spell out the cataclysm that's happening. All right, we checked all this. All right. I'm determined that that key to that room is not in here. It's got to be on somebody along the way there, so we'll have to go find him. So let's see what... I think this is the last log for the security chief here.
I wanted to feel your hand on my hip. Your smile in my eyes. I can't picture what this thing is without that. Or you. Everything is fading away here. I keep seeing my spot up above, near the waterfall. I want to escape. All that water, on its way to the sea. Far away. if I write it down, it might get to you. Some way. I love you. Just frost now. My breath.
So sad. Investigate the machine's chamber and the control room. Okay, so there's still something we haven't touched yet. Yeah, so you can hear the radio music. It's on really low. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you can hear it. It's like really low. Like, why wouldn't you have like? You think newscasts would be really important? Same thing here. What are we missing here? Four lock lines. Investigate the machine chamber and the control room. So maybe there's something down there that I'm missing. Don't want to leave it undone. Oh, here we go. That should do it. There we go. And we have to lay her bones to rest. Poor lady. All right. Another thing that this reminds me of, not so much the machine itself, but kind of the story. It almost reminds me a little tiny bit, and just ever so bit of Lost. It's kind of like when they find the hatch and they're like trying to piece together this puzzle and stuff. It just has that sliver of remembrance of that show. I remember that show having so much potential and stuff, and then they introduced this silly smoke monster and some of the nonsense. But some of the cliffhangers, man. My son and I would just go, okay, one more, okay, one more, okay, one more. We would get so sucked into that. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and take a nap here, because these lights will stay on. Lamps, they're kind of like forever lamps, so at least we won't have to burn a lamp to see what we're doing right when we get up. Just keep drinking sodas. Go ahead and eat some of these lesser foods here. I'm gonna say I just saw another one and I lost it because it moved. We full? We are full. Okay. It is the middle of the night. Traipse around down underground like mole people. Let's sleep for 7. Yeah, I think this was a good idea. Sorry, I needed a moment to clear my throat. I don't know what's got me all frogged up, but... Okay. Let's put on your emergency equipment. Equip. Okay. We'll see if we can try some of those other side tunnels. Maybe we can locate how to get in there. And worst case scenario, if we don't, we're going to come back here. We can always search later, too. Because this adventure is about doing the tails. Not like I'm like rushing to go to Sundered Pass, but... we will be having some time back here at some point. I know we got to go back to Forsaken Airfield to finish. Okay, so that was the direction we came from. Let's go this way. Alright, so this is where that chute goes. Alright, well, let's find out where this goes. Like it goes right back down to the light we turned on. Okay, so that's just a shortcut for that. Okay, well, can we go back up? You don't necessarily want to walk that again. We can take this off too. Okay, well. I don't know what kind of marking to use here. There you go. That kind of looks like a slide. It's an opening and a slide. When we come back here, we won't know what the heck we're talking about. We're like, why did I put this here? All right, get your lamp back out. Okay, that was just a... should put... you know what? I'm being foolish here. I don't remember which way we came from. Okay, we came from this way. So... yep, fix that. I know we're going through a bunch of these. Trying to do all this navigating, but... maybe when we don't have so many canisters, this will save our lives. Okay, so that's a dead end. One more spray. Come on. Let's go, Astrid. Spend a little too much time down here. Not too bad. We've gone through 5 of them. Check that. Turn this off. I gotta wonder if we came from this direction, because we would have been playing right-hand rule. Let's see if we can find any evidence of us coming this way. Because technically, if I'd have kept right, yeah, okay, so we were climbing up here, so I'm gonna assume we came this way. And we went right because that's how we play it. And if we continue right, we'd go the other way. So now we have a road map. That's the way to the machine. Let's go see what's over here. Again, the coal chute. And nothing. Okay. Turn this off. Be consistent here. The lantern has a sound to it. Let me see. Goodness gracious, you're thirsty, girl. All that time in the mask. Alright, we've already looked here. So I'm assuming that chute is this shortcut. Here we go again. Locked off chute. Okay, so that's the way out. So what did I mark the X over here? Okay, because I think that was a dead end. Let me double check. I marked that because I think that just goes down dead end zone down here, doesn't it? The lamp will tell us. Yes, that's right. Okay. Here, take this off. So I'm not sure how to get into that gate. So if anybody has information, by all means. I'm not someone that gets too upset about spoilers. Especially that I've done this a couple times and I think I'm looking for it. But maybe I missed it somewhere else. So, if you know, feel free to share. Maybe we'll come and take a look at it when we come back. Maybe it's inside a crate. I'm just not knowing to smash a crate. But alright. Well, let's turn this off. Let's not forget our trip items. Alright. I thought we picked those up over here. Maybe we didn't pick them up. We're going to find out when we get down here. If there's 2 sets of them, that's going to be interesting. I wasn't expecting to find it over there. And if we have 2 sets, that actually doesn't disappoint me. There is a set. Look at this. We got 2. Very interesting. We got another pair of gloves, too. Another pair of gauntlet. Yeah, we definitely want that. I was thinking about that, too. With the batteries and stuff. We have to cut all this stuff up and haul it back for making ammo at some point, too. So I kind of like this having... This is kind of an interesting problem. And probably just as good a time to talk about this as any. So before we go traipsing off too far, I want to go back downstairs to the 3rd level and bring up the rifle. And this is kind of short-term, mid-term, long-term situation. So short-term is we need to bury or take care of the remains of the security chief, and that will finish buried echoes. Then we need to go on to Sundered Pass, and we've got all kinds of stuff in there too. We need to go to Sundered Pass and essentially do the final part of the Tales. I don't remember the name of it. I'm having trouble remembering. So the last actual act in the story happens back at Forsaken Airfield. So at that point, we're done. We've done what we came here to do. We did the Tales. And there's a few items I wanted to get. I'd love to get the tactical gloves, and the balaclava was one that I wanted to get and everything. So once we're done with the Tales, I've been thinking about, okay, so what do we do next? Well, we're already over here on this side of the island. We should go ahead and set up bases in Forsaken Airfield, and I'd like to set up a base here. I would like to do a lot more exploring over here. So I thought we'd take a set of working tools and some salt back to Forsaken Airfield at some point so that we can utilize a curing box over there. My thinking is, even though it's kind of far away from replenishing salt, we might be able to get a couple of decent cures in, because I think there's salt downstairs in the basement where the forge is. And if we find anything else in the area, we can consolidate it all into Forsaken Airfield. And I think what I'm just going to do, I think I'm going to set up shop or set up the base in Drift Island because its proximity to fishing and that there's rabbits not far away. We could make snares. We could set up fishing, and that would be good for the curing box and give us some long-term food. But now we could leave a box behind here and use it to set up shop here because I'd like to set up a base here. I really like this area in some ways. I know some of it's kind of icky with all the chemicals and stuff, but there's some really cool spots around the edges. And I want to spend some time and do that. And I'd kind of like to set up a little base. And I think what I'm going to do is set it up at the mine camp area where the stove is. So we could use this to help us build stuff over there. So kind of nice to have all this woodworking tools on the side. So some of this we can leave behind here. We can always come grab it. Other stuff I want to take with us, but we do have a rifle downstairs, and I think we're going to leave the rifle here in this region. And then the sportsman's bow, and that should be back at Forsaken. So we got a ton of arrows. We need to go through that before we go. But let's lighten the load here, and let's go down to the 3rd level. Go grab that rifle and ammo and stuff that we left down there before we finish this out and head out. So we're going to need... This is going to be a pain. What else can we drop here? Got 10 accelerant. I probably don't need 2 of those. Probably could leave that behind for the moment. Okay. Probably don't need the hacksaw. Or the pry bar. Want to kind of go light. Don't need that. How are we on rest? Maybe we should rest an hour. And I'll leave the sleeping bag here. Because we could actually sleep down there. You know what? You too. Day or night, doesn't matter. That 3rd level where we're going's got a bed, so if something goes haywire, we can sleep down there. But I think we're in good shape. Alright, so drink some water. That lightens our load. Alright, let's go down and grab that. And I think I'll leave it here. Because we need to get going. And if we come back here, then we'll just haul this stuff that way. Oh, it's lovely. Perfectly good time to be roaming about, trying to find a waterfall. I don't exactly remember where it is. Maybe we'll leave in the morning. It'll be nicer. I think it's upstairs. Here we go. Yeah, right here. At least we can see. Now we may be overweight. We may not be able to come up this way, but we'll just walk out through the mine if we have to. And if we do that, then it may, depending on how close we are, we'll pick a spot to drop the rifle off. Do we leave the lamps on? We left that lamp on. I thought there was one over here. Did I forget to turn it on? Did I not see it? Maybe there isn't one. Okay. Well, no biggie. Leave the hacksaw here. You know what? I'm going to refill the lamp before we go. See the fuses down here. We don't need those. Boots I don't need. We'll leave the hacksaw behind. Let's refuel the lamp. And then drop it. Oops. Not that. Not that. Okay. Turn that off. Alright, I know we got like a bunch of go drinks in here, so. You know what? I probably should save the go drinks. Because we got a whole bunch of rope climbs coming with Rouger's thing. So we got a ton of coffee up there. Let's just drink a coffee. I dumped a whole bunch of coffee. Up we go. So be mindful not to go to the top. It'll be level 2. Level 1. Keep going, Astrid. You can do this. We're almost there. Oh, thank goodness. You're going to be ready for a nap. Okay, I know where we're at. We're on the other side. Is that spot? It's not. Didn't know if it put it on the map or not. Hey, our wolf friends are back. I don't think we're headed out today. Because I really don't remember where that waterfall is exactly. I mean, I remember what it kind of looks like. But I don't know if it's towards the cave or if it's towards the the other direction. So, all right. So things we're going to take. We're going to leave this all behind. I'd like to take this. I don't think we're going to take the salt with us. I'd like to take the salt with us from the standpoint of leaving it behind in the cave. But I'm not interested in carrying it if we can't carry it. So let's see here. Let's drop that. Drop the rifle. Drop all the rounds. Drop the cleaning kit. Wow, that stacked nicely. How did I do that? I think I planned that. There's another cleaning kit. Okay. All right. Well, if we find any more rifle rounds at Sunder's Pass, we'll just bring them with us over here. So we want to bring that with us, and if we're going through the cave, we'll drop it off at a spot that's not going to... Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to take that salt with us. I'd love to take this. It's 10 kilos. I think that's asking too much. But we do have a lot of extra stuff. So we have a lot of extra clothing here. Let's... So, those... Drop that. We need to fix our hat, don't we? Where are those right now? I'm going to leave these chemical boots behind because if we're coming back, we may need it. May come in handy. More here than anywhere else. Okay. We need to do some rabbit hunting at some point. Oh, we got... Why aren't we wearing the better socks? How good are these? No, those are worse. Alright, let's leave socks behind. Now how are we doing our weight? I know we're tired, too. That's not helping us. We could do 45. We could carry this all. Because the idea is we're going to go through the tunnel. I'm not carrying the salt into Sundered Pass. We're going to leave the woodworking tools and the salt behind. We don't need these. So it's not like we're carrying it the whole way. We just want to drop it off along the way. All kinds of junk here. Maybe we should have ruined syrup for dinner. All right. Let's just put that in our pack. We need this.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Oh, you can carry it. You just need a good nap. This is all our good food. All right, that's not badly organized. The book's driving me crazy here. Hey, we can't prepare burdock because that's not nice. All right, 3 of those. Did we leave? We left the ammo. We'll take the pistol ammo back. Oh, you know what? We have not gone through here. Because we have all this and this. These. Oh, you know what we got? Let's just get those out here so they don't get forgotten. I'll leave the matches. I want the bow. That's probably going to kill us. So, drop all those. So, not bad. We got 17 rounds over here. We are way overweight. Now, granted, we're going to lose 10 kilos plus, so 1150 we're going to lose. So we're going to run a little heavy just to drag this stuff halfway. We could probably leave these 2 iffy torches behind. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of some of this stuff. So I'm not sweating it too badly. Drop that. And we can drop one of those. Leave a few of those behind. There we go. I think once we get a good night's sleep, we'll be a little overweight. We drop the salt and the tools off right at that little bridge where you have to cut across to go towards Sundered Pass. And then we'll pick it up on our way back, and we can take it over to Drift Island and just drop it off real quick. It'll be a little bit of a detour. Finish Buried Echoes, and then proceed to go back to Drift Island and set up shop. And we can go do some hunting and some exploring, and we may come over here and do the same thing. Kind of utilize our time over on this end. And then at some point, we'll head home. And I think I want to go set up a curing box over in Coastal Highway where the salt is. Keep working on getting all our levels up. All that's fantastic stuff. So, don't need water. How about repairs? Does anything need repaired in a desperate way? Besides my skin stuff. Okay, we're not in bad shape. Don't have any cloth on it. Oh well, okay. I'm not going to sweat it. We're so heavy. Okay, what did we leave behind here? We left torch. Fair. Okay, no problem. What's in here? Dead spray. Okay. How much water does that leave us? 2.5. Okay. What I'm going to do now... I was thinking that we go ahead and kind of get into a different place besides here. But I can't see real well, so this is the issue. I think it's that way, but it could be that way. I don't remember. I hate to commit to one direction or the other without knowing for certain. Does the journal tell us anything? Waterfall from her Polaroid. Okay, so I take it we have a Polaroid. Notes. Polaroids. Examine. Do my little trick here. Okay. Well, until it clears up, I'm never going to find this. So we've searched all this. Okay. Let's go back. We'll just sleep here and hope for a clear day.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, I know. We're packing heavy. Let's pass some time. My favorite thing to do. Cabin fever risk. Well, that's not good.
I'm tired.
How bad is our cabin fever risk? I think we could sleep through the night. We're going to be outside for a while. Alright, so let's eat and drink. Boy, there wasn't much left in that bag. We'll get a good night's sleep. And go Take care of the security chief's remains and go towards Sundered Pass. "107 days. It is technically morning, and this is where we're going to leave this episode because we're just a tad over, but I wanted to get us in a good position. So next episode, we will take the last step to taking care of Buried Echoes. The only reason we didn't do it was because I couldn't see. So we'll get that handled, and then we're going to go right into the cave and head towards Sundered Pass. And hopefully we get lucky. Maybe we'll get at least some of it done. We'll get as much as we can done. So anyway, as we bid farewell to zone of contamination for the moment. Anyway, we'll finish this up. We'll get over to Sunder Pass, get the third part of Tales underway, and we'll continue that as till we get it finished, and then we'll continue some more fun in the far territories. I'd like to do some exploring. That's one of the areas where I haven't done enough exploring. Between Blackrock, Hush River Valley, and this area, need to do more exploring. So look forward to doing that. Trying to keep myself busy. Gotta push this character. 500 days would be amazing. Not saying I'm going to get there, but we're 1/5 of the way there, so we might as well keep pushing. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you could do the YouTube stuff, do the like, the comment, and subscribe. Would be great. Appreciate it. And as always, we will catch you on the next one.